Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is an absolutely beautiful day today, so we're doing a little work out at the farm, and I thought this would also be a great opportunity to just kind of get set up, get familiar with, and test a new trail camera that I got from the folks over at Moultrie. So this is the Moultrie Edge 2 Pro, so stay tuned. Here's a little closer look at the Moultrie Edge 2 Pro. Still in the box, I wanted to read a few of the specs off of here for you guys. And just to be perfectly transparent, Moultrie did send me this camera for free to do this review and test on for them. So thank you, Moultrie. I'm excited to try this out here. Couple things that are definitely different than some of the other cell cams that I've got. You've got a auto connect to all four major US cellular networks. So it's not a network specific camera. It can connect to any of them. Whichever signal is the strongest is what it's going to connect to. Built-in memory, so no need for an SD card. It's got a 0.3-second trigger, no glow flash. You can also do on-demand. I don't think it's on-demand like live streaming, but you can basically request on-demand photos and videos from the camera. I guess, whenever you want, if there's for some reason you want to just see what's going on in the corner of a field or something like I'm doing at, right at last light, you could request that. Here's kind of a look at the app, and once I get the app fired up, I'll show you guys some more photos and stuff of that, but it looks pretty cool. Looks like it's got quite a bit of functionality, not just your picture viewing. You've also got, so your still images are 40 megapixel, you got 1440 video and 100-foot detection range. So that is one of the things that I really wanted to test too, is basically we're setting it up here in the corner of the field. I had a non-cellular camera here this year because I've got a ladder stand right there that I could just kind of easy slide up into and check this camera. But this spot here in the corner of our field where I planted a little bit of clover, rye, oats, and winter wheat, it got a lot of traffic here, being right next to our cornfield and then the neighbors. So be a good spot to test not only image quality and all that kind of stuff, but also detection range. All right, setup was really easy on this camera. Just scan the QR code inside of the camera cover, follow the instructions, and you're going to be connected basically right away. Looking at the user interface, very simple. There's only 3 buttons on this camera. First one, the eject button. That's going to drop your battery tray out of the bottom of the camera. And this camera does run on either 8 or 16 AA's, which is pretty cool for that long-lasting ability out in the woods. Next, you've got your on-off switch and an LED panel just telling you the status of the camera, connecting, connected, not connected, and your battery status as well. Now, one really cool feature over here on the right side of the camera, there's this small circular button, and it says press to take basically like a sample image, or hold to connect via Bluetooth to like a camera live feed, which is just for aiming purposes only. So what you do is you hold that button, and it's going to basically create like a bracket, like crosshairs and a bracket, and you'll be able to view it live on your phone, and you can move the camera around to basically, exactly how you want it, instead of requesting those sample images and moving it and things like that. So pretty cool feature to be able to just set this camera up quick, and we'll see how it does out here in this little corner food plot section of my field. All right, everybody. So I had the Moultrie Edge 2 Pro out at the farm for about 2 weeks. Got some really good photos and images, which I'm going to roll here for you guys while I'm talking a little bit. Overall, as far as like image quality and video quality goes, I thought it was really good. It was exactly what I would expect from a camera, with the specs that it has and the price that it comes in at. The normal resolution pictures, those were just fine. They looked good. The high res ones, they also looked really good. And you can just on demand, you can request those basically after a normal resolution picture has been taken. You can request those. Videos, those were really cool. I really liked that the camera was capable of doing basically pictures and videos. And what I mean by that, which was, it was cool, is in the settings for the camera, you can choose, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up here on my phone and show you guys exactly what it is I'm talking about here. If I go to settings, and this might be hard to see, but there's going to be this photo plus video mode. So you can pick, you can pick photo or photo plus video. And what that's going to do, if you go back to your gallery, is that's going to send you just a whole bunch of still images, and you're going to see the little play sign by all those images. So it's just going to send you stills. That's what it's going to send to your phone. But then whichever still you want, you can request the video clip for it, and then it will basically on demand download it for you. And so you've got, then you get to select basically which image, which trigger is one of the videos. Now you get a limited number of those videos depending on the plan that you have, but I thought that was really cool that you don't have to set it just to video mode or just to photo mode. Like, you get the best of both worlds. So I used that throughout a lot of the testing that I was doing, because that was just the easiest way to capture both. Again, on those, if you've got it on photo video mode, you can request the HD photo if that's all you want, or like the video. So that was a really cool setting. Other settings that I liked, well, I guess one here I'll show you too. I kind of made mention, you do get some mapping features with the app. They come, there's like with the basic plane, you get some kind of basic, it's very similar to Onyx Maps. With some of the other planes, you get some additional features. So if you don't have mapping software, you can use the Moultrie mobile app to do a lot of that stuff for you. Other features that I liked on this, I didn't use this, but I thought this was really cool. This was kind of like a Ring camera here, in that you could set up smart zones and smart capture. So smart zones is if you've got an area that you want to eliminate, like an area that's giving you false triggers, you can exclude that area from what it is triggering, right there in the app. So like if you set this up, let's say, and there's a branch that ends up hanging over and you're just constantly getting triggers from that branch, you can go in here, you can use smart zones, and you can basically omit that area from sending you further triggers, which I think is great. This is the first camera that I've seen that had this function built into it. And same thing on the smart capture side of things. So you can have basically all activity, and there's different activity settings, just like all the other cameras, as far as like sensitivity settings and things goes. But there's also this smart capture where it says extend battery life by uploading pictures and videos when only these things are detected. So you've got buck, doe, turkey, hog, vehicle, person. So you can tailor it to then only send you, pictures that have these particular things in it, which I thought was really cool. And I needed that. One of the, if I wanted to say like a negative, and it's probably just more me getting used to this camera here, but one of the negatives was when I first set this up. Now, granted, this is a field edge. It's on a pretty solid, down tree branch, like that branch and that tree that it doesn't really move around a lot. And it's in a wide open, I'm looking at a wide open spot. I burned up my first 500 pictures in the first afternoon, evening. And I don't exactly know what, but just on, the all activity medium setting, it sent me just a ton of stuff. So it took a little bit for me to kind of figure out and play with some of these other settings. And I think I was capturing, most of what was cruising through there, but I guess I don't know. I need a little bit more time, a little bit more experience with it. But it was a little bit of a negative for me just having to burn up all those pictures right off the bat, of just nothing in that empty cornfield. If I was going to say another negative on the plan side of things, it is a little bit more expensive than some other cameras that I've used. So like that basic plan that was like 1,000 photos, and I think like I don't know, 10 or something video uploads. That was $10 a month, which isn't bad. The unlimited plan was $17, which is a little higher than some of the other cameras that I've used. And then there was a Pro Series one that's like an unlimited, that you can then add some additional cameras for a cheaper price. So if you had a whole bunch of these, that would probably be the best plan for you. But the plans were just a little bit more expensive than what I'm used to. But with that, I mean, there is some, with that photo plus video, there is some added functionality. So I can kind of understand why it is. So it's both of those, like the figuring out the sensitivity and the plan things, you could see them as a negative, but I can also understand why they are a little bit more expensive. Physically, I think the camera, it looks robust. It looks beefy. I like that it's got this big seal here. I also like that it's got a big seal down here around the batteries, because some of the other like cheaper cell cameras from different manufacturers, I have had issues with water getting in them and them basically being toast after a year. So time will tell how this one does. I don't know. It was out in the rain, but it wasn't, like I said, it was out there for 2 weeks. It wasn't out there for a very long time. So I'm not sure how it is from like a longevity standpoint, but I like what I see, at first pass. I also like when it comes to the batteries that you can run them on either 8 or 16. I think that's fantastic. Whether you want, if it's in a spot where you're going to be able to easily change batteries and things like that down the road, you can just run them on 8. Or if you're going to bury this thing way back into some area and not touch it and not have to worry about it for the entire length of the season, that 16 I think is a great option. Connectivity was fine, signal strength was fine, setup was a breeze, which I showed you guys earlier. I really like the little Bluetooth live feed feature that it has, so you can get that camera set exactly where you want it. All in all, you guys, it's a pretty sweet camera, the Moultrie Edge 2 Pro. And I just want to say thank you again, Moultrie, for sending me this camera to test and stuff. We're going to get it back out here. I'm going to move it to a different spot and kind of see how it does back behind our house. But if you guys are looking for a camera that's got a ton of features and is priced really reasonably, check out the links down below in the description, because I got a bunch of them down there for this camera and some other products that I like to use. And if you guys are looking for another trail cam comparison, go ahead and join me on this video right here, where we look at the other 4 brands of cameras that I've used in the past, what I like and what I don't like about them. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be safe out there. God bless. And remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.